The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at wrestlingwithjohners.com.
So I'm joined today by none other than Natalie Sykes. Thank you for coming on the channel and allowing me to interview you. I've been looking forward to this for a little while now. Thank you.
No worries at all. Thank you for having me.
It's all right. You were feeling a little bit rough a couple of weeks ago. Are you feeling a lot better now?
Yeah, definitely. Well rested. Took a little holiday, and yeah, back to it now. Feeling a lot better.
Yeah. Did you have a good Christmas?
I did, thank you. It was very nice, very chill.
That's good. So we'll get into the interview. If there's any questions that you don't want to ask, then we'll move on. I mean, I've got quite a big list because you had a quite outstanding 2023, didn't you?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, lots of career highlights, dream matches ticked off the list. So yeah, it was really good.
I mean, your most notable work is for Tidal Wrestling, BWR, NGW, and North Wrestling in Newcastle. That's correct.
Yeah.
How would you was the TCW Women's Champion, weren't you?
I was, yes.
How did it feel? How was it, the emotions and everything when you won the championship?
So I had been wrestling at Tidal since 2018. They were kind of the first company to really give me lots of opportunities when I was starting out. It was something I had been working towards for a while, but was never lucky enough to win. And then finally I pinned Ivy, something I hadn't been able to do. So when I managed to do it, it was amazing. Yeah, it was kind of full circle, I guess.
Bit of a mixed emotions.
Yeah, it was definitely great. Like I said, Tidal were kind of the first outside company to really take me in and give me consistent opportunities. So yeah.
What's it like for Tidal? Because they're based in Huddersfield. That's correct. That's like
they used to be Leeds, and then they moved to Huddersfield, which isn't too far away. But when I lost the championship to Rhio last year, I dipped in and out, and at the moment, I am banned from Tidal Wrestling. So yeah, I'm not really there anymore. So I couldn't tell you honestly.
Yeah, you'll be back.
We'll see.
Yeah. So you also, the North Wrestling, that's where you've been most of 2023. I can imagine. That's your time up there. You had a championship opportunity against Ava Everett from WXW. How was that? Because that was like a cross promotion, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was absolutely such a huge opportunity for North to do this show with WXW. Yes, which saw me in the title picture for the WXW Women's Championship against Ava Everett, who is one hell of a talent. She was definitely a tough battle. She definitely was quite the character. I enjoyed that match, but unfortunately came up short and did not win the WXW Women's Championship.
What was it? What's it like working for the North? Were they, because they in 2023 have become quite popular.
Yes,
and one of the top promotions in the UK, I would say.
100%. Definitely agree with you on that one. North have just been absolutely taking off and rightly deserved. Their roster is always stacked. The crowd is always hot. They bring energy. They love it. The nice little community that they've got going on there, not only in the crowd, but backstage as well, is always so pleasant. North really do look after you. And I absolutely do love wrestling for North.
Yeah, you had a tag match that I saw with Session Moth Martina as your partner.
Yes.
What was it like with her?
Yeah, tagging with Martina is honestly the best. She has a wealth of knowledge, experience. Obviously, she is so amazing, so fun, and to kind of be under her wing almost during these matches has been great. We've found success. We're going to do the semi-finals of the North Tag Tournament next month at North, and yeah, she's honestly been so amazing, so fun. Definitely someone I look up to and just look forward to working with whenever we have the chance to be a tag team.
She's good morale, isn't she? She's so funny.
100%, 100%.
You also had a few matches last year. Like we mentioned that you had bucket lists and dream matches. Because I noticed back end of 2023, you put on X, but we all know it as Twitter, as your highlights for that year. You had a match with Nina Samuels. You had a match with Allie Katch, which that itself would have been a dream match.
100%. Allie Katch has been very much a dream opponent, and the fact that they actually managed to happen is so surreal. The fact I was even considered for that opportunity for one is just so amazing. And again, she is someone with so much knowledge, so much experience, and she always puts on a great match. I absolutely adore her. So yeah, it was lovely to be put in a match with her.
Would you like to have another match with Ali?
100%, 100%. I maybe on her turf next time. We'll see.
Speaking of her turf, you are born in the land of America, aren't you?
Yes, that is correct.
How's it? Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. Yeah, I was born in Houston, Texas. So yeah.
What was it like growing up in America?
Honestly, it's kind of rose tinted because you're a child. But from the most part, it was lots of fun. I would definitely like to get back out there now that I'm a bit older, experience everything again, and new things. That should be fun.
Houston, Texas, that's pretty much a big state over there. Like wrestling, you've got Booker T's school over there as well, haven't you? If that's correct.
Yes, that is correct. From what I've heard and what I've seen, Texas is got loads of stuff going on in terms of wrestling.
What age did you know that you wanted to become a professional wrestler?
So I'd obviously been in love with wrestling since I was young, and obviously when you're young, you're sort of jumping off sofas and just trying to do whatever. But when I seriously considered training and the possibility of this, I think I was 14, 15. I kind of fell back in love with wrestling after not watching it for a while. And I was like, hey, this is amazing. I'd love to do this. But at the time, I didn't really know anything about independent wrestling. It was all very much WWE, very much America. So I Googled and I was like, wrestling training schools in England. And luckily enough, there was one just kind of down the road from me in Leeds. And I turned up. I think I was 15. So, and I've just been at it since.
Yeah. What made you come to the UK, from America? Because America is, like you've mentioned, is pretty much like the sole. What's the word I'm looking for? The sole country for professional wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, I was a child when I moved. I was 7 or 8, I think. So I didn't really have a say. But a lot of my family are based in England. So I think we moved just to be closer to family.
Yeah. UK, pretty much. I think before the pandemic and before like I would say like 2019, 2018, I think the UK had the hottest like wrestlers going, like talented and everyone. And I think even coming out of COVID, I think the UK scene is getting to be back to where it was. And I think there's people like yourself, there's Rhio, Lizzie Evo, there's Millie McKenzie, there's Alexis Falcon. There's so many talented wrestlers, not just females, but males as well. I mean, 2024, I would say, is going to be the year of the UK independent scene.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Like, all the wrestlers that you've named are consistently putting on amazing matches. They've made such a name for themselves, working with some of the top promotions. And you can see, like, recently, I've noticed like loads of shows are just around the UK, they are selling out consistently. North's one of them, consistently selling out. We are definitely not short of very talented wrestlers in the UK, and I completely agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2024 is just going to be the year of the UK independent scene, and I wouldn't be surprised if back end of 2024, or even we get some people like going over to America, like dipping their feet in. Is there anyone in America that you would like to have a match with that you haven't?
The first name that kind of sprung to mind was Hyan. She's been over in the UK quite a few times, and I've never had a match with her. And she is one of those people who is absolutely killing the game. Like, she's good match, great match. Like, where she's killing it. And I definitely like to share a ring with her at some point.
Yeah. Is there any promotion in the UK that you haven't debuted for that you would like to?
There are a couple. Definitely a couple. Obviously, everyone wants to be at Progress. Everyone wants to be at Rev Pro. That is like top tier. But there's also like there's such amazing promotions across the UK that I haven't wrestled for. TNT for one of them. Sov Pro as well up in Manchester would be great. I mean, honestly, I'd just like to wrestle everywhere, to be fair, and kind of tick every promotion off my list.
Yeah. I mean, the top promotions in the UK, like you've mentioned, is Rev Pro, Progress, but there's even upcoming ones. Like, obviously, you said Soft Pro's not even been around that long. They've only done like a numerous amount of shows. You've got IWN, which is returning back. You've got True Grit. You've got North. You've got NGW, which has had a big pay-per-view at the end of last year. You've got Wrestle Carnival, but they're going on a hiatus. You've got so many promotions at the moment, which is big in 2024 compared to what it was, whereas then, like you mentioned, the normal ones was NGW, Rev Pro, Progress, TNT Wrestling. I really have. I can't praise them enough because they do a mixture of stuff. They do obviously the deathmatch tournaments and stuff, which is for the adults and stuff, but then they also do other shows. They've got a partnership with GCW, which is quite good.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anyone from WWE or AEW that you would like to have a match with?
Oh my god, like, what a wide, just massive question. Like, there's so many people in AEW and WWE. Like, I wouldn't even know where to start. Like, Becky Lynch would be like the OG. Like, I don't think could ever happen, but if I ever had a match with Becky Lynch, that would just be me made up. Like, that'd be the best.
You're a big Becky Lynch fan?
Yeah, definitely. She was one of those wrestlers that kind of, when I got back into wrestling, she was just amazing. Like, just immediately drawn to her. She was great.
Yeah. Who would you say your Mount Rushmore of wrestling is?
That's just an even bigger question because, oh my god, I think Shawn Michaels would be the first person on there. For me personally, and like, there's so many wrestlers who are just like the greatest of all time. But my personal favorite, and has always kind of been my personal favorite, is Jeff Hardy. So I'd want Jeff Hardy on there, just because it's me, and he's just kind of been my favorite. Who else would I put on there? Maybe
Got two more.
maybe like Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks. Again, just like really pivotal, extremely talented, incredible wrestler. Who else would I put on there?
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero. I feel like everyone picks Eddie Guerrero, and rightly so. He was amazing. But I mean, like, I feel like I was too young to just enjoy his run. And
I wasn't even born, if that helps.
Yeah, definitely going back and watching now, you can appreciate it more, like, now that you're older, and it was just wasted on me when I was younger, which is so unfortunate. Eddie Guerrero would definitely be like my honorable mention. But there's so many. I think just for me, Trish Stratus probably would be my fourth, just because of how revolutionary she is. Oh, Mickie James. Oh, there's like endless. I could just list a bunch of wrestlers who I would just love to just appreciate and talk about how great they are.
Yeah, I mean, it's so many, so many, like, greatest of all times. It depends because I ask everybody that question, like all my guests who I've had, I always ask them. And someone said recently, they just said The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, and Kurt Angle. I think it all comes down to like what generation and what your preferred type of wrestling is.
Definitely. And even now, like, obviously WWE wrestlers come to mind, but there's so many incredible, like, independent wrestlers who is like amazing at wrestling and have a great mind for it. There's just so many people.
I mean, I'll just say mine off the top of my head. My Mount Rushmore of Eddie Guerrero. I was a big Jeff Hardy fan myself, so I was very surprised that you said that, because his 2008, 2009 days that's where I was like, yes. I think his matches with CM Punk is underrated. His matches with Edge, well, I think Copeland back in the day, underrated. And yeah, to be honest, he had quite good matches with Umaga as well, to be honest. You know, the size and everything difference. So I'd say Eddie Guerrero, Jeff Hardy. I'm not just going to pick WWE. I want to go for AJ Styles, well, TNA AJ Styles and New Japan stuff. Then I'm going to say, currently at the moment, I'm such a fan of him, Will Ospreay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some great picks there.
Will Ospreay, he's just a person who came from the UK scene and went to Japan, came back, AEW now, and the future's just bright for him. Well, it already is.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but you've been on my radar, and I wanted to interview you for quite a while, to be honest. And when I reached out to you, then it was just very lucky that it landed. And then we had to reschedule it because you went well. But it's just I've been a fan of you for the last few years, to be honest.
Well, thank you.
It's all right. You've been, like I said, you've been to BWR, Tidal, North. You had a pretty amazing 2023, to be honest. Didn't you, really? What would you say I always go top four. What would you say your top four memories or highlights of 2023 that you would say?
I think highlights. One was just kind of building up my presence at North, kind of just being more on North shows, because again, like, I just really wanted to be on North, and now I am, and honestly, it's again like one of my absolute favorite places to work. Towards the back end of the year, I answered Ace Matthews Hardcore Open Challenge at North. So obviously no one knew that I was going to be there ready to answer. And when my music hit, the reaction I got was just so overwhelming. And like, I just couldn't believe it. So that was definitely one of them. Wrestling Allie Katch, I feel like obviously would be up there. Wrestling over Everett as well, having those kind of big opportunities. Main eventing Rise Wrestling with Nina Samuels in a False Count Anywhere match, again, was another match that I really, really enjoyed. Nina Samuels as well is someone who has a wealth of knowledge and experience. So to be able to step in the ring with her as well, always a great opportunity. Although again, I didn't quite win the Rise Women's Championship, but I did put in a shift to try and get there. And I'm really, really happy with that match. And again, to be a women's main event at Rise. I'm not sure if it was the first women's main event. I might be making that up, but if it is, again, that's such a great achievement.
Yeah. What would you say we can expect from you in 2024?
That's a good question. In 2024, I'm hoping to just get more places, more matches under my belt, just continue the momentum that I had in 2023.
Yeah, good answer. Can we expect maybe gold around your waist in 2024?
It's definitely something I'm working towards, definitely trying to scope out what title belts that I can take. But yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed I can pull through and win a championship. At least one. At least one would be nice, but maybe more.
Yeah. Is there any championships in mind that you want to go after?
I think the two people that come to mind with just like insane achievements in terms of title belts is again Nina Samuels and Ivy. And I just think it would be great if I could take all their titles from them. So bring it on.
Yeah. WXW, would you like to go over to Germany and fight at WXW?
100%. WXW, like if we're thinking international promotions, I'd love to wrestle for WXW. I've already had the opportunity in the UK at North. If the opportunity is there for me to go out to them and have a match again, like that'd be amazing. Definitely something on my list.
Yeah, have you got any plans to fight abroad this year in the pipeline at the moment, or?
Maybe. I don't know if I can say too much, but it is definitely on the agenda at some point this year. But nothing that I can announce right now.
So there is something, you just can't say it.
Yeah, let's go with that answer.
Natalie, come on, give us some gossip.
No, as much as I do love to gossip, I mean, I am the 21st century liability for a reason. It's under wraps right now and to be confirmed.
Can you tell us a country?
No. I don't want to give too much away.
Tell me after.
Maybe.
So we're already into January, and you've had a match recently, correct me if I'm wrong, was why do I want to say it? I want to say North. Well, I've got it right. Was it on the 13th?
Oh, now you're asking. Probably. No.
Yeah, it was like a scramble match or something, wasn't it?
I was in a six-man tag at North, yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned that, and you've praised the North highly. Is it something that you want to continue to do in 2024, like work for North and just keep going back and back because you want to get more gold?
100%. I mean, like I said, me and Session Moth, we are in the tag team tournament and we're doing pretty well so far. So hopefully we could be tag champions. North's champion at the minute is Leon Slater, who again is just absolutely amazing. And I mean, I don't know if I'm ready for Leon. Leon's amazing, but if I could take the North Championship from him, that'd be pretty cool.
Never say never, and I'm sure you can.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Is there anything that you can tell us for your plans for 2024?
Honestly, just continue just training more. I personally just want to train at more places with different people, kind of experience different schools, just wrestle across the country. I'm honestly like as many promotions as possible. I feel like that's everyone's plan, that's everyone's goal.
Yeah.
But I'm really going to try and work hard to make that happen, I guess.
Yeah. So, Allie Katch, you said that you wouldn't mind going back and fighting her maybe on her own turf. Is there any particular match you would have in mind, or is there any mixed tag team match? Because she's very close and partners with Effie. Is there any?
I mean, honestly, like me and Session Moth versus Bussy, like that'd be a hell of a match. I know Allie Katch can get a bit hardcore, can get a bit deathmatch with it. I don't know if I'm ready to go that far. But yeah, I think just me and her in a singles match, or me and Martina against Bussy, I think would just be a really fun match.
Yeah. If I generally ask people this who's not signed to the big promotions, if AEW or WWE came knocking, who would you want to go to at the current stage? You know, like how the product is, and who would you want to go to and why?
Oh my gosh, like that's such a difficult question. Obviously, the WWE for most people is kind of the promotion they watched when they were younger. WWE is so like grand stage, huge. It would just be an honor to get to work for the WWE. But AEW as well, like coming in, being different. I mean, AEW is super hot right now. Oh God, I'd want to do both. I'd want to do both. But if someone asked me right now, I'd probably AEW, maybe.
Yeah.
But both.
Yeah. Who from AEW would you like to step in the ring with?
Toni Storm, 100%. It's Toni Storm. Yeah.
Anyone else?
I mean, yeah, there's a whole host of people. I mean, God, like the possibilities, honestly, are endless. I know Mariah May is now in AEW
she's there.
as well. She's kind of affiliated with Toni Storm, maybe. Obviously, I never got to wrestle Mariah when she was in the UK before she jetted off. And as well, when I was just coming up, Toni Storm was wrestling in the UK quite a lot. So unfortunately, just kind of missed that match, maybe by a couple of years if it ever were to happen back when she was spending a lot of time in the UK.
Yeah, you seem to see a lot of UK independent females go over to Japan to get some sort of like ruse. Is that something that you would consider, maybe stardom or?
Yeah, definitely. Japan is a huge goal. Even if I got to do like one tour in Japan, that would be incredible. But yeah, I know that there has been a lot of girls in the country who have had that opportunity, and they just say how amazing it is to wrestle in Japan. And again, it's just one of those places where you'll just like learn so much. And honestly, yeah, would be a great opportunity if that were to happen.
I mean, because the countless of females that have gone over there, you've mentioned Mariah May, you mentioned Toni Storm, Blair Davenport.
Yep.
You've had Session Moth Martina went over at one point.
She did,
You've
yeah.
had the list Megan Bain, even though she's not British, she's kind of at the moment. There's so many people who's gone over, and it's unreal. The amount of people that praise Japan, the different styles, and that's where they kind of can adopt the arsenal and bring what they learn over there to the UK or wherever they go.
Definitely.
Would you like to fight for Eve in the UK?
Yeah, so I've done a couple of shows with Eve. They are, again, just like in terms of women's wrestling, their roster is always stacked with all of the best women, not only in the UK but around the world. Yeah, it would be great to go back down to London and wrestle for Eve.
Yeah. Where can we find you at your socials? So just so then everyone can.
Yeah, so all my socials are Natalie Sykes with an underscore on the end. So that's Instagram, X, or Twitter, TikTok. And I also have a Big Cartel, which is nataliesykes.bigcartel.com.
Yeah. Awesome. I do appreciate you coming on today. Honestly, I've been, like we mentioned earlier, we've been trying to get on for a little while. What would you say, like a final message for their audience, if you could? Whether that's motivational or something that we can expect or anything.
No pressure. I just say watch this space. I mean, for the rest of the year, I'm going to try and make it the year of the 21st century liability. So yeah, we'll see if that happens.
We can expect plenty of big things and awesome matches and everything from you this year.
100%. Just keeping that momentum going. So watch this space.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on, Natalie. I do appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
It's all right. Well, I'm sure I'll get you on later in the year again and we'll talk more.
Definitely.
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
No worries.
Take care. Have a lovely week.
You too.
Cheers.